time it is. It's that official time. Where we take this worldwide. Let's go. Listen. So now it's time to turn it up. Surf the radio waves as we begin to burn it up. We all up in your area like landscape, definitely bringing you the pancakes. It's a mandate that you tune in. It's time to move out so we can move in and recognize that this is no illusion. I'm here to clear the air so that there is no confusion. It all started off in the book of Genesis when Jacob was wrestling with who he thought was his nemesis. And when the man saw he couldn't overpower him, he touched his hip but he really couldn't devour him. And from that point, then we hear a name change, rearrange the game, so now we gotta change lanes. So I'm here to let you know it's time to listen to the Pancake and Power Slam show. Let's go! Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam show. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam show. Turn it up.
What's going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of the Pancakes and Power Slam show. Indeed. This is episode 483, man. How about that? 483. Yeah, I'm conversing with a couple other people. Cool. Of course, ask Chris. So we're going to talk about tonight. Listen, what do you miss about the good old days? Of course, ask Dr. Chris. Ask Dr. Chris sticks out, makes it stick out a little bit more as far as your comments. And this is actually the second day of my birthday week. My birthday's on Friday, y'all. I'm pretty excited about it. Love birthdays. I love my birthdays. My birthdays is one of the best days of the year. One of my most exciting days of the year. And my birthday is on Friday, and I'm super, super, super excited about it. And I'm gonna have a nice dinner on Thursday night, and I know my wife is surprising me on Friday and whatever else day. So I'm super excited about it, and I'm trying to think about. I'm trying to look at which day we actually had a birthday celebration. I think it was like a birthday celebration episode because it was one of the episodes that was actually on my birthday or something like that. I forgot which one it was though. I don't remember which one it was, or I think it may have been. For some reason, I don't remember. I think it might have been either. Yes, it was 2 years ago, July 2nd, 2019, with Raka Khan, Tranisha Biggers. So that was 2 years ago. That was funny. That was very, very funny. Yes, very, very funny with having Tree on there. And I'm looking at it. It was a what do y'all think? What do y'all think? It was a different format last 2 years ago. I was a lot bigger too. I was probably about 60 pounds heavier. You want to see it? Check this out. Check how much fatter my face was. Now I'm nice and swole and muscular. I've got the bouncies, the guns, but back here, I was still big. I was still lifting a lot of weights, but look at that. Look at that mug. What y'all think about this format? You remember this format? We have some people in here that may have still remember this format from 2 years ago. I know that Mo is still a patron, I believe. And today's your birthday, Timothy. Happy birthday, man. Thank you, Curtis. Happy early birthday. Thank you, Ricky. So yeah, this was the old format. This is my birthday celebration from 2 years ago. And I had
Skype, but going to the
see that
YouTube link that
I had like the chat going there.
Link? Okay, hold on, Chris. Let me go get it.
Yeah.
I sent it to you on Messenger.
You remember Alonzo?
Click on that link and you'll see all the live chat.
Yeah. Good old storylines. Yeah.
So we'll do some Q&A,
Alonzo.
guys.
She was fun, wasn't she?
For formerly known as Raka-Khan.
Yeah.
So
she was fun. She was always.
Yeah,
she was always.
She don't go by Rock anymore.
Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I think at this time she's at a hotel. So shout out to Raka Khan in this moment. She was at a hotel, I believe. I think she was vacationing, and she she was I think she was at a restaurant, and they were trying to kick her out, and she was like, "Wait a minute, I'm on an interview or something like that." But yeah, she was fun, man. I'm trying to. We were talking for a while. Looks like because this is like the. Well, thank you, Tranisha. Tranisha, this is like the 7-minute mark, and we ended on the 1 hour and 21 minute mark. So it's almost like an hour and 15 minutes that she was hanging out with us. So
good night.
It's very nice.
See you guys later. Bye.
Very nice.
You guys later. Bye. Bye. You guys later. Bye.
Oh, that was funny. Look at that. Look at that mug. Look at that big old mug. So yeah, I had the right here. The chat rolling. Wow, man. What a difference the weight loss can do. Hey. Wow, what y'all like about that format? Yeah, that was really interesting, man. Shout out to Raka Khan. That was lots of fun. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Fast 9. I heard Fast 9 was good. No, that was you saw a first interview tonight. That actually wasn't my first interview with Eric Escobar. I interviewed him 5 years ago for this show for PNP. A little backstory of how Unscripted was created. I'm hot, so I'm going to turn my fan on real quick. It's getting a little hot in my office here. So yeah, I was. This show is, of course, 483 episodes every single week for like the past 5 years before last year, which this show, it was up until last year. It was an interview every week, every single week. It was, it was crazy trying to get an interview every week, but now I actually still have to do it because Sportskeeda liked Pancakes and Power Slams, took that half-hour slot in the first that I would do every single week, and then moved it over to Sportskeeda, bought out that slot, and that's how Unscripted was born. So, and now it's lots of fun, and we have a great time. So, and I interview people every week, and we have a great time. Houston said the WWF versus WCW wars. That's what Houston misses about the good old days. Good stories, Josh says. Misses the good stories. Houston, is this your first time? We give some first timers some love. So welcome. Old wrestling move. Aniana. Aniana, it's a pretty name, by the way. Aniana, is this your first time as well? Let me know. WCW, WWF wars. Curtis says, Curtis, is this your first time too? I'm seeing a lot of newbies here. That's good stuff. Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard. Magnum TA versus Nikita Koloff. Those are really good. Tommy, is this your first time here? I don't recall seeing any of you here, which is great. Great to have new faces. Real fighting, Fred says. If you're a first timer, first of all, Curtis, shout out to Curtis. Curtis is just promoting my show galore here. All the chat I'm seeing, and wishing me a happy early birthday. Good stuff, man. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you for all the birthday love. Yeah, good old storylines. Chris says absolutely. Good evening, Dion. Dion's a regular. Great to have you. Edwin said the storyline is trash, no more character development. To me, pay-per-views, championship belts have no appeal, no credibility because constantly switching hands. Booyah. Edwin hit the nail on the head with this one here. I agree 100%. Yeah, if you're a first timer, let me know. For sure. Social media ruin wrestling. Yeah, Edwin, you keep hitting on the head here. Stupid if you're in a storyline, but taking pics together on Instagram. 100% agree with that. Kayfabe was the best part of Raw last night. Cedric shouting at Jeff Hardy when he eliminated him. I just love hearing you rant about Cedric. Alonso, you don't like for you me to start ranting Cedric. Yeah, it's so funny, man, because I mildly saw I think I might have been. I know I was working on a project yesterday during that time, and so I don't think I heard Cedric yesterday. So yeah, really, really interesting. Yeah. So Lots of fun. Lots of fun. I'm sure Alonzo, if Cedric Alexander grabs a mic next week, you already know what happens on Monday. I will be talking about Cedric's mic work. And here's the thing about Cedric Alexander. Cedric has also been on the show, Pancakes and Power Slams. Very nice guy. Very talented in the ring. And so I'm wishing for. I was actually super duper rooting for him to win the Cruiserweight Championship because at that moment he didn't say much. And he didn't say, even when he was talking, it wasn't like heelish talking. So it wasn't like over the top, just this screamy obnoxiousness that we get from Cedric nowadays. It was a different flavor. It was a different flavor, baby, from Cedric Alexander, baby. And so now I can't deal with the prime Alexander stuff. I can't do it. No disrespect to Cedric. He's fantastic talent, and I'm wishing the best for him, but can't do it. Can't do it. Yeah, so I heard about this Jungle Boy and Anna Jay from the Dark Order. Very, very interesting. I saw the picture of them like in each other's throats. I saw the post of them in each other's throats. Hey, another wrestling couple. Surprisingly, that both of them were single. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Anna Jay was single. She's very pretty, and I'm surprised that she was single. Or I don't know if she was single. She might have. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure, but I don't know the story behind how they met. But I'd imagine they met at work. They're another work couple, just like everybody else. I mean, it's just like two other people meeting at work, and seeing sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know. Yeah, just surprised me that both of them were single, and hey, they liked each other enough to be shoved down, shove their tongues down each other's throats. So obviously it's working well for them. Can you speak about the most recent round of WWE releases and NXT and 205 Superstar? Sure. I gotta go back to I don't remember all of them. I know one of them was Killian Dane. Another backstage producer gone. Let's see. Let's see. Gotta see. Okay, here we go. Aria Davari. I'm not a fan of this idea. Aria was a great handout. Oh yeah, Tony Nese got released too, I believe. So it seems like they're just. I have no idea. I think it must be a pride thing. I have no idea of why Vince wants to keep some people from 205 Live. I mean, he doesn't want to talk about 205 going away, but at the same time, he wants to basically release everybody from 205 Live in the NXT Cruiserweight division. Just about. It doesn't make sense. You have a whole NXT Cruiserweight Championship, but you're having Kushida, which is a great person to have as Cruiserweight champ. He's one of the greatest junior heavyweight champions in New Japan history. I think he had the belt 6 times, if I'm not mistaken. So it was a good, you want to bring people to add more character to the Cruiserweight division. So a Tony Nese and Aria Davari, they, instead of just having their own 205 spot, which went nowhere, put them on NXT. You got a whole Cruiserweight division on NXT. It doesn't make sense at all why you would let go a Buddy Murphy, a Aria Davari, a Tony Nese. Like, why would you let them go and you can just use them for the NXT division. It doesn't make sense at all. So Ari Daivari is a bad call. Tony Nese is a bad call for those particular reasons. Who else left? Let's see. Everrise is a bit surprised because they were actually starting to get some pub with their like show and stuff like that. Yeah, that was a little surprising, just a little bit. I mean, they really never got much legs as far as the ring is concerned, but they started to really brand themselves out, which I'm wondering if that's one of the reasons why they're like, oh, because they actually was like starting to brand themselves out pretty good. Breezango was, I mean, what the heck, man? I mean, that's what? That just doesn't make any sense in the world to me to let go of Breezango. Again, you need the tag team division. You need as many teams as possible. And Breezango, you let go of them? Just that doesn't make any sense to me. And then Killian Dane. I was having a conversation about that recently. This dude, I mean, put him in NXT UK. It doesn't make sense at all to me why he wouldn't be NXT UK. I mean, makes no sense to me whatsoever. You know, he was huge over in Europe and back in the day when he was Big Damo, and had a really big UK presence. Had a big Irish presence, and just doesn't make sense to me of why you wouldn't just put them in NXT UK. Singh brothers, that didn't really hit as a surprise. Marina Shafir didn't really hit as a surprise either. Jessamine Duke left. I mean, she got let go recently, and so not a surprise, although I think she should have been the woman to be a part of Diamond Mine, though. I think that they could have kept her for that reason, to be a part of Diamond Mine. So I don't think she should have. I don't think she should have been let go. So, and yeah, I mean, there's a couple other people. Kurt Stallion, I wasn't too familiar with him. Arturo Ruas, he actually got. You know, of course, he was a part of the Raw Underground for a while. That kind of gave him a little bit of a spotlight. And I remember them promoting him for Raw. They actually gave him some promos. And man, I mean, they just pulled the rug under him quickly, man. JP such the bird. Edge's return on SmackDown. Good question. Roman, you know, I talked about this last week, and giving Edge again. Doing the heel thing with Edge came back as a babyface. He won the Royal Rumble as a babyface, and then he turned heel on the way to WrestleMania just to lose to Roman Reigns. And then Roman Reigns, and then he comes back as a babyface. That made no sense to me. But at the same time, I definitely can see why they're doing what they're doing. They're doing what they're doing, and they're putting in Rollins in this too, because the Rollins wants the title shot. So essentially what's going to happen is they're going to protect Edge by having Rollins saying that I want the title shot, and then that's going to cause Edge to say, you ruined it for me, and then Edge versus Reigns, Edge versus Rollins at SummerSlam, which I've said this before. I'm not a big fan of this because Edge definitely doesn't need the rub. He's a Hall of Famer, and Rollins doesn't need the rub either. Cesaro needs the rub. So if anything, that should have happened, and I discussed this storyline last week. Edge, I think I said something about Cesaro getting the Money in the Bank spot, Edge coming back and saying that he needed to be, he should have, had an opportunity to come back again, or he should have had an opportunity to get a rematch because Daniel Bryan wasn't supposed to be in the match, and that would have caused him to attack whoever came out. That person would have been Cesaro. Then that could have led to Cesaro versus Edge at the Royal Rumble. Not at the Royal Rumble, but at SummerSlam. I think it should have been Edge versus Cesaro at SummerSlam, and Cesaro should have beaten Edge. Anything from Finn Balor is just taking a break. He's just off and on nowadays, which kudos to him, man. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. He is here. Evan Tech Proud. How are you tonight, my man?
I'm good. Gerard is here. Finn Balor.
Yes, indeed.
Did I just see him?
Do me a favor and turn your phone horizontally.
Horizontal, okay.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
The screen. Booyah. There we go.
Hold on.
Oh, should just pop. Uh-oh.
Hold on 1 second. Is that better?
No, I don't see you.
Hold on 1 second.
It's not.
No,
it's cool. It should just automatically flip over as soon as you do.
Oh, I see the auto rotate. I see.
Yeah. Put auto rotate on.
1 second. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Bingo. Cool.
All right. You still alive?
Yeah, we're live, pal. I mentioned Austin Gray. Miguel's releases bring back Sanders, Rock Lesnar being one-time pays. Yeah, that's true. One-time pays. Aaron. What I think of the writer coming out of about not having wrestling knowledge, only knowing Bobby Ashley. Yeah, very, very interesting. I think that she realized early that you got to protect the brand. It's here's my thing, real quick on her. I'm not so. I think at the end of the day, if my personal views is, for something like WWE, if you want to really understand the pulse of the fans when it comes to good product, the wrestlers need to be writing those things. Now, if you want to bring in a comedic writer to take care or to be in charge or to help out with backstage segments and things like that, here's the thing. You better, if you get hired without having much knowledge of the pro wrestling product, if I was a part of the hiring team, I would say, listen, you need to binge. You need to spend these next couple of weeks to binge the product, to be well versed and well aware. I'm not too big. I'm not tripping so much about the fact that she didn't know the product. I'm not too big on that. I'm not tripping about that too much. But at the same time, with any time you get hired to a company, you need to know about the company. You know what I mean? And that's just with anybody. If I'm going to get hired, if I'm going as a doctor to go to get hired at a practice, the practice that I knew about, the practice that I work for now, I didn't know too much about them because they're fairly new. Actually, they were almost brand new practice before they just opened a couple months before I got there. And so, but at the same time, I did my research. I got my material ready to say, look, I can offer this to you, and I know enough about to to your website, and I looked and saw who worked there, what they're about. I'm doing my research to know about the company that I'm going to work for. And that goes with anybody. You go to any interview. So why did you choose this company? Right? Why did you choose this company? And you need to know about the company. So to say that you didn't know about pro wrestling, okay, it happens. If you want to become a pro wrestling writer, though, you need to know about pro wrestling.
Right.
For sure. But here's what took the cake for me. Just the nonchalant, I didn't know about wrestling. And who's the guy? Even she was joking around. It's just not a smart joke to have on a public platform that you're jokingly not even knowing who the WWE champion is. And of course, from a PR standpoint, my undergrad, my bachelor's degree is in public relations. From a PR standpoint, that interview was a PR disaster. It was a PR disaster. And Vince McMahon, who was that?
Get off.
What are you doing, pal? What's going on?
Kevin, get off. Yeah.
Oh man, and it's like the platform that she was on. I didn't know anything about the not Asian podcast or whatever, but I looked at the interview. I looked at it, and I saw that the Asian Not Asian podcast is a very big platform. And I'm like, come on now, you got to think of things from a PR standpoint. If I didn't know anything about the product, why in the world would I go to a public platform instead of protect the company that I work for, knowing that there's a really good chance that it's going to get in the hands of some of the big wigs, but I'm sitting there like, oh no, I don't know about the company. Oh, I don't know who the champion. Oh, I don't know. You are signing yourself up to be fired. You're doing that.
You could have just gave the basic political answer, like
for sure.
We love football with press conferences where a coach should give an answer. And we know in sports, love sports, where there's a player or a coach that is giving the right answer, but they're not really saying how they feel because they got to protect themselves.
Right.
They got to protect the team. They got to protect their brand and their logo. Easy, I heard it too. Like, come on, you easily could have said, "Oh, never was a big fan of wrestling," but it's what's the common thing we say? We don't know. Hey, it's a learning experience. It's a lot to learn, but
you always got to put that PR spin on the answer.
Mm-hmm.
You could say, it's so funny. In my family never really watched wrestling. I didn't really grow up watching wrestling, but at the same time, I'm really excited about having this opportunity, and I'm really excited about really digging into the product. I plan on binge watching. By the time you interview me the next time, I'm going to know, 40 years worth of wrestling like a back of my hand. That's the answers that you got to give when people are asking you like this. Okay, no, right now I don't know about pro wrestling, but by the time you talk to me in a few months, I can tell you what happened at Great American Bash 1990. I can tell you what happened at WrestleMania 3. I can tell you the Sting RoboCop match. When RoboCop came with Sting. I can tell you when Sting came off the rafters.
It was me, Austin.
I can tell exactly. I can tell you about the higher power. I can tell you about the oddities. I can tell you about Mad Mountain Rock. I can do it all. Right.
You could even. She could have even said, I'm adjusting to the WWE way. Because we know WWE is their own world, something. And then not only that, she mentioned stuff that was outdated. Oh, the 4 black guys, the Hurt Business. The Hurt Business, they haven't been together in months.
They've been disbanded for months, dude.
They're like, oh. I'm like, what? You're mentioning stuff that's outdated.
Yeah.
Hurt Business broke up, what? Was it February?
Yeah, February. March,
Black History Month. Something like
February,
that. We about to hit July.
Yeah. Right.
Like, come on, lady.
It makes no sense whatsoever, man. To just nonchalantly, have that type of answer, and it's like, come on, man. You wouldn't be able to do that for any company you're a part of. Just any company. They like. I can't blame. I don't want anyone to lose their job, but I can't blame WWE for wanting to let her go because you're just tainting the company, like off the bat. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm a Target, if I'm a representative from Target, if I'm in charge of HR or in the HR department at Target, and some new guy named Johnny Johnny Smith came, and he was a big known comedian, and I wanted to hire him to help with promos for advertisement and marketing. And then he goes on to some interview, and he's like, yeah, I don't know anything about Target. I don't really know. What is it? Is it Target or I don't even know where Target came from. Like,
I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, I don't even know any locations about it. I thought the colors for Target were blue and silver. You know what I mean? And if I'm looking at that, this dude would be severely reprimanded. Like, if not let go, he would be severely reprimanded. Like, listen, don't you ever go on an interview like that and pretend that you don't know nothing, or not even pretend, even if it's for real. Like, you have to be protective of the company, and my confidence isn't in you as an employee if you just so nonchalantly tell a public platform how much you are clueless about the job that you got hired for. That looks bad on me. You know what I mean? And so I wish the best for her. I wish that she I heard she was a really good comedian, or a very popular comedian. I'm sure that she won't be missing too much as far as popularity is concerned, but hopefully this is a learning experience. She's in her early 20s, if I'm not mistaken. I would imagine this is a learning experience for you to understand how to answer questions like that. You got to put that PR spin to it, because it's about it becomes a PR thing. You know what I mean? Like, you got to understand that you're in a big platform, so you got to learn. You got to talk to some PR consultants and learn how to overcome objections. That's and answer questions accordingly. You're going to have to learn about stuff like that. So I think that this is a learning experience for her, and I definitely think that she'll know how to answer questions on a public platform.
Yeah, she'll learn.
Yeah,
and even to the point of earlier when I told you before I came on the show, when I was thinking of something, you mentioned about what do we all miss about the old days of wrestling, and even with this wouldn't even happen in the old days of wrestling, because there was no writers. Right.
There were bookers.
It was be WWE, WWF, NWA, all the WCW, World Class, AWA, Global. Mm-hmm. It was bookers. Yep. It was no comedian writers. It wasn't no, I wrote for Seinfeld, or I wrote for Will and Grace, and we're going to write. No, it was bookers. These were people that were wrestlers, still wrestled, half wrestled, promoters. Their daddy was a wrestler. Their grandfather was a promoter. You can tell with the structure. This definitely wouldn't have happened back in the day.
No way.
Because of the title, when you listen to old school ways, it was just bookers.
Yeah, it was bookers.
Right. You knew the booker, the Dusties, the friend of the show, Kevin Sullivan's, the Terry Taylor's, the
Jim Cornette.
Corny.
Ole Anderson.
Ole, Dutchy.
Yep, Dutch Mantel. Yep.
The Fullers, Robert Fuller. Everyone that books, and even Pritchard, Tom or Bruce. Mm-hmm. They were wrestlers, or they were in the business.
Yep.
The Grahams. They was a wrestler or promoter or both.
Yep. Joe Blanchard.
Right. Or I wrote for LA Law back in the day.
Right.
I wrote for I wrote for
Dallas.
Yeah.
I wrote for Knots
for
Landing.
Yeah. I wrote for T.O.
Right.
I wrote for Dukes of Hazzard, Smoking the Bandit.
I wrote for Benson back in 1978. You know, or
that's right.
1980.
Shaking a fat man.
Right, right. Shaking the fat man. Right. I wrote for 21 Jump Street.
Right.
Yeah, it's just you don't get people like, I mean, you know, you get Fritz von Erich, you know, who was a part of the family business. You got Jerry Jarrett, you know, who's a part of the family business. You know, it's like you got Joe Blanchard, who was a part of the family, you know, in the business.
Angelo Poffo.
And Angelo Poffo. You had bookers, man. You had bookers. Stu Hart, you know what I mean? You had those names that would book for their company. And it's like you would hire people who knew about the business, who knew how to put matches together, who was so abreast and understanding of the business that you trusted them to put a card together that will compel people to come back. And that's why promos were so compelling then. Because if you had a bad promo, there's a good chance that you wouldn't be seen, you know, the next week, or you wouldn't be as over as you were. You had to master the art of promo, because a lot of times the elevation of your character lived or died by your promo. Exactly. And nowadays with all these scripted stuff, you can like write a script, give it to someone to read, to memorize. It feels so contrived. But at the same time, it's like back in the day, I mean, the Horsemen, Dusty Baby, you know, Starrcade 85, World Tour 85, baby. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, matter of fact, I think I might buy a Starrcade World Tour 85 shirt from Amazon.
I think you should.
Absolutely.
I want to find one of them old school Anderson Horseman jackets.
Remember
them?
Yeah,
the little snap buttons. Yep.
I do, man. I do. I wonder if there's a Amazon shirt, Starrcade, the Gathering, the Gathering, baby. They have it on VHS.
That's another thing. That's another thing too. Old school wrestling was. I think I mentioned this 2 weeks ago. If any of the fans listening, because I'm using my phone, I don't really see the comments. Did you remember pay-per-views had credits?
Yes. Virgil Reynolds.
Right. Yeah, your Virgil Reynolds, and you had and of course Bischoff, and wrestling, they had credits. They had credit music. You know, they actually had music going on with the credits. And you always had go to Ticketmaster, your local. I know here in Baltimore and East Coast would like go to Ticketmaster, Montgomery Wards, or go to Hacks, or you're close to the Ticketmaster or box office to purchase tickets. I remember doing that as a kid, going to Montgomery Ward or Hacks and purchasing tickets for NWA or WWF back then. That's the old school stuff when you saw coming soon. We'll be in Dallas, and we'll be in Ohio and Baltimore and Boston, and don't miss. Because the promos then they help sell tickets, you know, the Dusties and
for sure
Horsemen and Magnum and the Russians, and even WWF with Warrior and Hogan and Jake and Savage and DiBiase. The promo was a part of the sale. It was no internet then. It was no cell phones. It was no. How do we get it back in the day? How we know about wrestling? Tapes, video cassette. Wasn't called VHS then. It was video cassette. Magazines, the Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Pro Wrestling Observer. There was tons of wrestling magazines back then. Shout out to our friend Bill Apter. That was it. Magazines, newspapers, or tapes. Or what the people call circulars now. That was it. And the promo.
Absolutely. And I remember when I was, someone like a Lance Russell. Yeah, we've got a good one coming up in Evansville, you know.
Music.
Yeah, we've got a good one coming up here in Evansville, and we've got Jerry the King Lawler going against superstar Bill Dundee. We've got superstar Bill Dundee coming here. You know, it's just Lance Russell was
Right,
that
studio,
guy, man.
Yeah, the interviews. He used to do the interviews in front of the ring.
Yeah.
Like Vince would be there, or Lance Russell, or what was my name? Shivani Crockett.
Yep. You had a David Crockett. You had
Crockett.
Bob Cottle.
Bob Cottle, yep. Bob Cottle.
Yep. Yeah,
Lord
good
Arthur
stuff.
Hayes.
Yep.
What's my buddy name? Had him on the show years ago. I think he came from AWA. He was in WWF for a while. He was the announcer.
Oh yeah. I had him on the show.
Yeah, you had him too. White dude. He had a mustache.
I know exactly who you're talking about, man.
Help us all, PW Nation. I see his face. He's right before me and Gene came over.
Yeah, that's gonna bug me.
Mike McGurk.
Resnick, Ken Resnick.
Yeah, Ken Resnick. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ken. You still our buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Michael got it. Yeah. Ken Resnick. Yep. I had him on my show. Let me see when I had Resnick on my show. Really nice guy too.
Yeah, good dude.
July of 2019. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, Resnick.
And if I can say this, I want to give a shout out to a personal friend of mine, a business partner. You know, you guys heard the passing of Melissa. A coach passed away. The road to Super Genie. Me and her were personal friends. I'm not sure, Chris, if I mentioned that to you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
She was on my show good few times. Gosh, man, probably 3 or 4 times she's been on my show, and we did text and call. And when my mom passed away, she would call me random or text me, "Hey, how you doing?" And we would just talk. And I could say this too. I just talked with Sabu yesterday, because her and Sabu was really close, and I checked on him. You know, Sabu's real protective. So, but he's doing okay. But that's a personal friend of mine. Melissa will be missed. It really hurt my heart to hear that heard the news of her passing away.
Yeah.
We talked, we texted. She reached out. She just was a sweetheart. Even at conventions, I'm not sure if any of the fans had met her at conventions or at shows. And we just talked. Then we barely talked the business, as you know. Well, I say my friends in the business, with the boys and the girls. We have the honor of talking to them on the phone or just in person.
Yeah.
You don't talk wrestling. You talk life and sports, and that's how me and her were. We talk about family and life and how her family was doing and traveling, and we joke about hotels and this basic real life stuff. And I do want to send my condolences to her family, to Sabu. I know her and Sabu was very close. And to all of those, Bailey tweeted. I didn't even know that Bailey had tweeted, said she had her first wrestling match against her.
Nice.
And the love that was shown in the business for her.
Yeah.
And only 50. I didn't talk to her. I think right before COVID, or right when COVID hit, is the last time I spoke to her. And that definitely sad. But she will be missed, and she definitely was one of the good ones.
For sure, man. Yeah, definitely prayers go out to her family and friends. Lonzo's asking, let's do a few quick ones before we head out. How would you book Rhea Ripley? I mean, this is too much to even too much.
Why were they smiling so much at Hell in a Cell?
I don't know, man. I mean, they're trying to one up each other and try to out heel each other, but this whole gimmick is just, this whole feud is just the worst.
What's bad? I say this real quick. It seems like let's think about this real quick. The difference of that a month, let's say about 6 weeks. No, let's go back. The difference of a few months made. I was at Mania this year, and being at Mania, as you know, April, WWE's women's division, it was hot. Bianca, Sasha, Bailey, and it just, the WWE women's division was on fire. AEW's they're young, not the best. You had Britt Baker and a few others. Now it's like, God, AEW got with Britt Baker and that's it. And WWE's women division, man, is like, what is going on? You got the superhero with Nikki Cross. What is going on with that? You got Shayna Baszler. She's now jobbing and playing with cards. Asuka and what's her name is jobbing.
Naomi, yeah.
Naomi is jobbing. We haven't seen Sasha since
Mania.
Since Mania.
Yeah.
Daddy's girl, of course, she's going to keep showing up. How many times are we going to keep seeing that?
Yep.
Rhea Ripley, she's lost, and then you got the tag titles. And like I said, I love Natty. I love Tamina. I love Naya, and but it's just, how many times you gonna keep seeing the same? It's bad. It's really bad. I mean, we love Bianca, definitely do. Bailey, definitely love her with her heel, but it's so lackluster now. So
yeah, it is. It is. Let's see. Are they going to turn Jay babyface? No, I don't think so. I think Jay's going to go back to Roman Reigns. Well, maybe eventually, but not anytime soon, I don't think.
Jay, even though he's annoying and always joking, Jay's in a great spot with him being the right hand man.
Yeah,
that's a good spot for him.
Did I see where AEW having live crowds outside Dave's place tomorrow night? Live crowd. Well, they've been having live crowds for a while. I mean, they've picked up live crowds for months. I mean, like before the year was up, it was like only a couple hundred people. Like at first, it was just like the wrestlers, and then it became like a very limited seating, and then they really opened it up right before Double or Nothing, and it was huge, man. I remember when Adam Page came out, and man, the place popped hard for that. It was great. But they're going to start going back to live crowds in July, just like WWE. Yeah, just like WWE.
WWE.
No, I haven't. So I'm not gonna watch that, Alonzo. I haven't watched NXT yet, so I want to skip what you said.
What was your thoughts on the Jungle Boy Kenny Omega?
I mean, Jungle Boy winning the Rumble, the Casino Battle Royal. I mean, I think it was quite evident. You know, what I mean, that's I don't know why AEW does that stuff. I really don't think why they make stuff so obvious. You know, as far as like certain, I guess their philosophy is like we're gonna put certain people over if we give them a spot, but it's like it was really predictable. You know, what I mean, like.
Yeah,
Jungle Boy's going to win the world title. No, he's not going to win the world title. No. I like Jungle Boy, but you know, they're not going to give him the world title.
It's good that he got the shot, and good to see that fans are over him. But he'll keep pushed up and down.
Yeah, it's very predictable. So,
speaking of being pushed, good Lord, Buddy Murphy, then went to level 8 Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. I saw. Yeah, I heard about that physique. Yeah.
Did you see the picture?
Yeah, I saw. It was with somebody. I forgot who it was, but he was like super jacked.
Yeah, it was sent to me on Instagram. I was like, dang. I know he always had a good build, but he looked like he didn't got on the street. He was saying level 3, level 4.
Yeah, it's interesting how short of a time, because I know he lost a bunch of weight to get to under 205. So I imagine like there's no way that he's 205 now. So no way. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, he's jacked, man. I'm wondering. Looks like he spent a lot of work in, man, with that jackedness. I'm wondering, and so I'm looking at May the 22nd. And he was still pretty. He was chiseled for sure. Definitely chiseled, but he was still small. And then within a month, he went from chiseled to small to some type of, gargantuan. What's that?
Was it one at Ico Pro?
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I hope I'd imagine that he's. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he's clean. That he's clean. I sure hope so. I mean, a month though. I've been in fitness for over a decade, and to get that size in a month's time,
quick. That's a lot of protein, a lot
that's
of
quick, man. I mean, that's a lot of eating. That's I mean, that's a ton of eating. If it's, I'd imagine he's clean. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he's clean. And like if he is clean, that is a ton of eating. I mean, like to get from May 22nd to this, this week, that's only been a month. And to get from that, it looks like that's probably about a 20-pound difference in a month. That means that you have to net to get to 20 pounds in a month. That means that a week you have to net thousands of calories more than you consume, and then you have to work it off. You have to net the calories and then work it crazy to not make sure that those calories are fat, like turn to fat. They have to turn to muscle. So he's probably been eating a ton of protein and.
That's what I was saying. Chicken and that's.
Yeah.
I know. I know. I work out too, but that's another. I know you like on a different level, but good gosh, that is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I mean, hey, he looks clean and.
Yeah, just definitely wishing the best for him. He's definitely getting like, look, I'm gonna make the best out of this, and I'm going to just make it happen. And so I think Buddy will be just fine. Cool beans, man. We'll let the listeners know where to find you on social media.
You can find me on social media social media under the Mats Radio on Twitter. That is at Tech TECH. I'm sorry, it's at Tech TECH_UTMR. You can also Google my show. Look me up on YouTube and on Instagram under the Mats Radio, and also on Facebook.
Yes, indeed.
Every Thursday. Right now, Thursdays 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we will be having some special episodes that are on Thursdays. So you just gotta check us out in our content and see who we have coming up next.
Fantastic. Patreon.com/pancakes and power slams for the patrons, and you get some goodies after 3 and 6 months, including one of those shirts right there, the Pancakes and Power Slam shirts. And of course, if you want to do a one-time donation, cfab7@gmail.com. And if you want to give a 30-second video of how much you love Pancakes and Power Slam show to be aired in the beginning of the show, cravewrestling@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Evan Tech Proud. I am Dr. Chris Feather. What time does the show air? Aaron says 8 p.m. on Thursdays, right?
Thursday, yes. 8 p.m. on Thursday.
Awesome. Good stuff. He's Evan Proud. I'm Dr. Chris Featherstone. Ladies and gentlemen, hot tag. No. Enjoy your Eureka Wrestling. God bless. And always remember, I'll do it for you. Have a good night, everybody. Not like this.